Good morning. Welcome to Conversations with Carla. Today is Monday, May 25th, 2020. Good morning. This is Carla Harris, and you are live with us on Conversations with Carla. And today is Memorial Day. And before we dive deep into our show, I just want to give a shout out to all the veterans and just wish you all a happy Memorial Day. We are so incredibly grateful for your service, and we just want to honor all of those who have served this country well. And on another note, I'd like to also send out our condolences, our heartfelt prayers to all the families who have been affected by COVID-19. We just love you so much, and we know that through this time we will get better. So let's dive into our show. Today is the unofficial start of summer. And what does that mean? That means swimming and pools and beaches, but it also is a great time for us to look at fashion. What better way to talk about fashion than Miami's own fashion stylist extraordinaire, Christie Grays Chambers. So we know that Christie has it covered. She is a stylist. She is just a fabulous person. I've known her for a number of years. And today we're talking about summer fashion. So we've been in sweats and pajamas and no makeup for the past, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks. So I know if you're like me, you are really, really happy to put on something a little bit more fashion forward. So let's bring Christie in to talk about how we are going to look for this summer. Hey, Christie.
Hi, how are you?
How are you? I'm doing great. Happy Memorial Day to you.
Thank you so much. Same to
Well,
you,
thank
and
you.
thanks to all those who fought for us. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So Christie Grays Chambers has been featured in South Florida's Brickle Magazine's cover. She's won, I'm sorry, I can't read my notes here. Best coveted issue. You've been featured twice in this magazine, and you work with TV personalities, attorneys, and political candidates. You make them all look fabulous.
Thank you. I try. And
Good.
succeed, I believe.
Well, I think so too. So, fashion holds a really fun place in my heart. I've always had a love of all things beauty. And it really is good at a time like this to talk about something that's not health related, not mask related. But how do we, but I guess before we get in deep into our conversation, just tell me what you do.
Absolutely. So I basically help people solve the what do I wear and how do I wear it decision. So if anyone is struggling with what to wear day by day to help them look and feel their best, then they would hire me. If someone's going to be updating their photographs for their business or doing videos for a website, they hire me to make sure that the message that they're sending is the message, shown through their clothes. And I also speak to corporations about proper attire. I help people organize their closets. So anything fashion and lifestyle related, I'm your go-to person. That's why I named my business I Am CHIC, which is Christie Has It Covered.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. So we have had so many serious conversations, and even in doing conversations with Carla for a period, this short period that we've been public or I guess broadcasting our show, excuse me, some of our topics have been really, really serious. And I think that, we need to take a break. Like, this is the unofficial start of summer. But how do we, how do we take something? I'm sorry, I have a little tickle in my throat.
Okay.
So how do we use fashion and style to help us during a time like this?
Well, we all know that there are so many studies out there about the psychological impacts of what you wear and how that impacts how you feel. And that's so true because that's why we wear business suits and business attire to an interview versus sweatpants. So, what you want to do is make sure that you're dressed well. And I'm going to say this quote that I live by, which is know your self-worth and cause others around you to know it too. And when you know your value, you're going to dress that part. And I mean, I would just ask you to think about this time that we've been at stay at home. I mean, think about the days that you've been in your sweatpants versus the days you've dressed up. Did you feel more productive those days? And according to the stats that we read about in the psychological studies, it would go that the majority of the people felt better when they were dressed.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I do want to talk a little bit about some of the trends, but that are facing us for this summer. But before I do that, in this whole Zoom meeting, right? We know that there have been some snafus with the news team members and things like that, sort of only dressing from the waist up. And this gives us an opportunity to just play with clothing a little bit. But what should people really do when they're in an environment like this, where you're not going to work in the traditional sense? You are, you're still working, but you're at home. Do you wear your wife beaters and your tank tops, or what are you wearing? How should people really present themselves even in a virtual environment?
Again, this is so critical. You are not going out. If anything, I would say wear your slippers. But come on, do not put on sweatpants. Wear some jeans, because bottom line is, if you haven't put on your jeans in 6 or 8 weeks, do you know if they still fit?
I
So
know.
this morning I put on this shirt, which is actually a form of a sweatshirt. It's just a little bit more stylish with the puff sleeves. And I had on sweats earlier, but I knew I
Mm-hmm.
was doing a video. I mean, who knows what's going to happen that may make me have to get up. So I have on a nice pair of jeans, and I actually have some slide in mules, which have been my go-to Zoom chat because they're easy to put on. You can just slide your feet in. So I encourage people to dress from head to toe, really. And,
Mm-hmm.
just a little lift in your heel just makes you kind of sit up better. And I also recommend a few colors. So jewel tone colors like the greens and the blues look really good on video. And
Yeah.
I'm super partial to white and off-white. So on most of my Zooms and videos, I tend to go to that color, which is also good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good, good. So I know you put together a couple of pictures for us for the summer trend. So before we get to that, I just want to let everyone know, first of all, good morning, Karen. Karen is on with us. Rory, who is makeup extraordinaire. Rory Lee is on with us. Marty is on with us. So good morning to you all. I appreciate you being on. If you have questions for Christie, if you have questions about how to present yourself in this as we go into this unofficial start of summer. So just join the conversation. You know how we do, right? All right. So Christie, let's talk a little bit about some of these summer trends. So let's see here. So first, why don't you take it from here? We got shorts and pleats.
Shorts are all the rage this summer. You may think, okay, I wear shorts every summer, but really upgrade your shorts. That's all the rage. The Bermuda shorts, like this black pair here, that's to the knee or slightly above the knee, very popular back in the 80s. You know, we called them walking shorts, but they're Bermuda
Yep.
shorts. And then the pleats, the front pleats for a long time, we haven't been seeing that. That's also kind of a trend that's back from the 90s. So front pleats. And I want to talk about this middle photo here, which is a jacket with shorts. So that was very heavy on the runways in the spring and fall. So now it's trending for summer.
Oh, good, good. I tell you, it's so funny because everything that has gone around comes back around. So I'm an 80s and 90s baby.
Yep.
So all of this is so reminiscent of, my young adult and my teenage years. It's really kind of interesting.
Yes.
So
me too.
Let's take a look. So we have tie-dyes and tiers.
Tie-dye, I saw that this was going to be a spring trend, so it's current now. And I didn't think it was going to continue, just being truthful. And maybe it's my personal opinion on tie-dye, but tie-dye is continuing. I'm actually seeing people tie-dye shirts and socks, which was also very popular 20, 30 years ago. Well, more like 30 years ago. And so tie-dye is popular for men and women. And then tiers, that also is from the 80s. So I've shown through these photos the tiers in the skirts, but you can also have like a one level of ruffle at the bottom on dresses. And that's not just for youth or people in their 20s. I think that you can comfortably wear it into your 40s and 50s.
Okay. All right. So eyelets. Oh my gosh, eyelets. This is crazy. Eyelets and botanical prints.
Yeah. So eyelets, again, it's a fabric, with kind of the eyes, the opening in the fabric. And that's very popular right now. You see that in a lot of retailers, from high end to your more affordable prices. And then the botanical prints, for the longest, it's been floral print. You need a floral print dress, a floral print this. So botanical is still kind of a floral print, but it's like tropical. It's your palm trees, your palm leaves. So more greenery, more greens and yellows, those type things. And,
Okay.
You'll see in menswear a lot of like island shirts. So palm trees also for men.
Excellent, excellent. So good morning. We have some more. We have a few more folks who have joined us this morning. So if you have any questions about what to wear, so let's talk a little bit about shopping.
Okay.
So shopping for summer. So we know that shopping is, stores are just beginning to reopen. We're here in South Florida, so the beaches aren't open yet. So how are we dealing with, this sort of energy of getting us back into this fashion mode? We're shopping online, we're shopping and we're picking up. But talk about the best way to shop and fit, to get things that fit, so that you're not having to ship them back if they don't fit and things like that. So talk a little bit about what you tell your clients as it relates to shopping.
Okay, so that question can be answered in so many ways. So I would say I hope that a lot of people have used this time to sort out their closets, so that hopefully you know what you have and are just not ordering frivolously. So if you do order something, I would encourage you to actually know that you're going to wear it immediately or know what you're going to style it with. And, with online retailers, I mean, I personally tend to know um, which designers run small and which ones run larger. So I'm happy to help people out with that information. But most retailers online have a size guide. So I encourage everyone to click on that size guide. And if it says if your waist is a 28 to 30, you need to order a medium, then do that when you may actually normally wear a small, so that size guide is so important.
Excellent, excellent. So, let's see, do we have any questions? Let's see. So, Rory talks about Tommy Bahama. She says, I have classic tops that I've had for many years. So talk about a little bit about how to shop when you are really a classic dresser. You want to invest in a couple of pieces and not have to just shop constantly from season to season.
Yes. So shout out to Rory. She is a makeup artist and has her own line. I'm actually wearing her lipstick color called Curtain Call. So yeah, Tommy Bahama has a lot of that botanical print. So you should be on trend with that. So kudos to you. So as far as having classic pieces in your closet, number one, I would say as long as your clothes fit and look tailored, you're practically golden. So I would say as long as you have a really great fitting tailored jacket, in black, a black jacket can take you many seasons, many places, right? So you can pair that, a black blazer, with a t-shirt from, Target, and, pop on a necklace and some nice fitted jeans or nice fitting jeans. They could be straight leg. I mean, look, that's one kind of business casual or casual look. You can take that same blazer, drape it over your shoulder, over a dress. You can take that jacket and put it with a pencil skirt or some good fitting colored bottom. Color is another big trend for summer as well. I call them highlighter colors. So think of the markers, like pinks, your yellows, very much on trend.
So, it's funny because I love, watching women dress and things like that. And then the one thing that we have that we don't see is women wearing makeup, right? So they'll put on a little bit of lipstick and nothing else. And I liken that to a Christmas tree without a star on top, right? So everything looks great from the neck down. But what happens, how do you work with your clients who prefer not to wear a lot of makeup or who only put on lipstick, and then, it looks like there's something missing. So what's your thought on that?
That's an interesting question as well. I think, people have their preference, but I agree with you that the strong lipstick and nothing else is a little questioning. So I personally encourage people to make sure their eyebrows are on point, brushed up, maybe filled in a little, and mascara goes a long way. And if you're not going to do anything else, I would do a gloss. But again, I'm not necessarily, the makeup artist, so to speak. But I would recommend if you prefer a natural look, just to do like a natural lip gloss versus the lipstick.
But it's funny because go ahead.
No, but for these Zoom meetings, please, ladies, put on some mascara.
It's really funny because I don't know if you remember, was it about a year or so ago, Alicia Keys went with this whole no makeup kind of thing. And people kept saying, oh, she has no makeup on, no makeup, no makeup on. So I think people don't realize that under hot cameras and lights, you have to have something on. So, it's on Saturdays, I put on makeup to look like I don't have makeup on, right? So it's just kind of what you're talking about. It's a little bit of a base. You might have a natural gloss, a little bit of mascara, but there's something. Otherwise, you would just completely go into oblivion if you were under the hot lights and things like that. So there is a way, and to me, having your makeup done is part of the package that you're presenting. And statistically proven, women who wear makeup make anywhere from 25 to 35% more in an annual income than those who don't. So is that right? Is that right? No, but it's fact.
It's fact. I do that when I present to corporations. I use a statistic from Forbes, and the number that they use is 30%. Can you believe that? So are you all going to start wearing makeup now? Let's see.
It's funny because it's, especially in this day of YouTube, you really can learn how to put on makeup, even if it's just a really natural covering. And you have to decide, do I want to spend money on makeup or not get a raise? I mean, I'm sure Rory can talk a little bit about that. She says a bit of concealer under or foundation is always helpful. It is. But, we also want to make sure we don't fade away. We do have another question from Karen as it relates to uniform or company shirts. She says, how do we remain professional looking while wearing company shirts? And I assume this is with logos. So any thoughts on those folks who have to wear uniforms?
Yes, absolutely. I love a good polo. And in fact, polos are a trend too, believe it or not, like the knit type polo shirts. I think that's from like the 70s. But I recommend definitely styling t-shirts and polo shirts and the button front shirts with a great pair of trousers. Right? So any type of trouser, whether it's high-waisted, mid-waist, those would be really great options. I would also add a pop of color on the bottom, depending on what your company logo color is. So let's just say it's, blue and orange. I would say, hey, don't shy away from orange bottoms. I think that would be very stylish, very trendy, and look very good. You can also add any of those tops with a pencil skirt. I would do a t-shirt with a pleated skirt, or like the silky kind of straight midi skirts, which are also very popular right now. So they have like an elastic band, but it's kind of, like a soft polyester kind of down to the knee. So hopefully, Karen, that helps.
Okay, good. So let me ask you this. This is just kind of a fantasy question, right? If you could change the uniform of one industry, what would it be?
Wow, that's a great question I haven't really thought about. One industry, the uniform. I would say, geez, I don't know, but what's going through my mind right now is a certain airline. I think that like Emirates, they have great style, and if some of the other airlines can kind of go towards that, I mean, their outfits look so chic. I kind of want them for myself. So I think the airline industry can go a long way with those uniforms.
Okay, it's funny because as a kid, I used to, when I would look through my magazines, that was the one industry I would love to look at as well. And then you look at hotels, right? what are some of
Mm.
their folks, and just allowing folks to really taper and tailor their uniforms to fit their bodies better. Andrea says mail carrier. She would want to see the mail carriers, their uniforms change. She
Well,
also talked to.
I
Go
was just
ahead.
going to say mail carriers are on trend now with their shorts.
That's right. That's right. Totally. She also talked a little bit about shoes. So, what's your quick talk? What's your thought about shoes?
So with shoes, it's so here I'll say two or three quick things. Mules are back. The slide-in
Wow.
shoes, mules are back, and square toe. So you'll see a lot
Mm,
of mules that are square toe. So that's very popular. You'll to see a lot of that. You'll also continue to see a lot of woven style shoes. So kind of, woven over type leathers. And I'll say this, clean shoes are back. So I'm
what
so
what
happy
what
about
kind of
that.
shoe?
Like sneakers, there was the dirty sneaker look that was
Oh
from
yes.
maybe 2 years ago and last summer. So now you'll see more clean shoes, and I'm happy about that. So
Good.
a
Yes. So am
good
I.
white sneaker is key. And sneakers can be worn with dresses. It could be worn with those botanical dresses that I showed you, or the tie-dye dresses with your shorts. So I would say a good sneaker, comfortable and chic.
Very good. 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 So as we wrap up, I always like to ask my guests to leave us with three things that they want to impart, the wisdom, three areas of wisdom. So, what are your three things you want to leave us with, Christie?
So the three things would be number one, continue to wear your mask. So masks are also a summer trend. So wear your mask, please.
Yes.
Ensure that you have more than one because you need to wash them before you wear them out again. So mask. Number two, consider hiring a professional. So a lot of people think that wardrobe consultants are just for the rich and famous, and that is not true. So, and number three, I'm actually going to ask you, business owners and business professionals out there, to ask for the business. So I'm going to ask for the business and just say, I would love to work with you. So if you are wondering, what do I wear? How do I wear it? I'm here. So
Okay,
those are my three
excellent,
things.
excellent.
And to the business
Good.
owners, ask what you want.
That's right. Very, very good. Always, always, always important to ask for what you want. I tell you, this, in a time like this, it's really just about finding the positive in this time. I mean, how do we find something that makes us laugh, that makes us not think about the seriousness of what we see around us? And I think that this is a great time, and fashion and image and style just kind of is a feel good industry, and we want to make sure that excuse me, that we're still feeling good during this time. So I really, really appreciate. So any other comments? Let's see. We have, so Rory says clean is important, especially, or comfort is important when you're standing for hours. Karen says thank you for the information you gave her. Rory, we love you too. And I tell you, I don't normally do a lipstick so bright. So today, in honor of you, Christie, I decided to do something in hot pink. That's my summer. My summer go-to is kind of a hot pink. Usually when I'm more tan, but what can I say? We're stuck inside. But anyway, this has really been a great conversation, and I'm just excited that your business is growing and that you are really taking us all to the next level from a style perspective.
Thank
So
you
thank
so
you
much,
so much.
Carla. Thank
All
you.
right,
And,
so
and
Go ahead.
And I was just going to say, and I love your business model too. And I'll say the same about you. Glad that you're back in South Florida and glad you're doing business everywhere.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So hang tight as we close out. So thank you guys for being here with us. We are here every Monday, and we're live on Facebook and YouTube. And we just want to tell you to have a really, really safe summer. We are still on lockdown, and just be careful out there and really be able to wear your mask, get a fashion forward mask, but wear your mask nonetheless, and make sure that you are washing your hands, you're staying home, and you're staying safe. So until next week, be safe. Talk to you guys soon. Bye, Christie.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.